Hey everybody, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be working on the satchel, sling bag I should say. So we have updated the video. As you can see, we got a few changes that we made. Um, all right, so let's just get into it. So I started making this sling bag, and this is how far I've gotten so far. So I'm using I'm using Italian leather. This actually is from Tuscany, is where this leather comes from. This is actually easier to see piece. So this is a really nice Italian leather. And for the inside of the sling bag, you can see this is the body of the sling bag. For the inside, I'm using a natural vegetable tan leather. So basically, what we're going to be doing is cutting out this leather. Cutting out the pieces that I lined, and we're going to be finishing the edges. As well, I'm going to need to punch the holes so that I can thread it properly. The thread that we're going to be using is this 1 millimeter. It's called, this is actually a waxed cotton cord. And so it's going to it's going to be a light look, but it's not going to be too light. I think it'll be good for it. The reason why I'm using this color is because I actually have a machine thread that is very close. And so if I need to do any stitching, like for instance, I'm gonna most likely stitch this strap together. The way I made this strap, by the way, is I took two pieces of that Italian leather and I glued them together and let it sit overnight. And I got the holes punched. I used a tool to make sure that the holes were cleared out. So yeah, but stick around and let's get started. One thing I've started doing is capturing how long it takes me to do these things, just so I have a good, a good baseline, and I can actually price the products correctly. So here we go. So what we need to do first is clear our workspace. I have two different knives that I like to use. This is a skiving knife. It has one side that's angled in, and the other side is flat. I like to use this, but it really doesn't have as much precision control as this one has. And I realized that cutting into this mat with the knife, just dragging it across the leather, is actually causing it to dull the knife fairly quickly. It's very important that you make sure that your knife is sharp. This is not the right file for that. There we go. So I'm going to be utilizing this file. It's a little bit finer. That one has a coarser pattern. You really want to do it until you can feel the grab, the metal grabbing. And then we want to get out all the little burrs using our strop. There's actually two angles that you can do this strop at. You can do it directly with the blade, like in alignment, I should say, with the edge. And then you can even do it at a slightly more aggressive edge angle. And the slightly more aggressive helps too. Really helps just to line the blade much better. That's what I found. All right. Also gonna sharpen this knife so I can use them interchangeably. This one's fine. I don't need to use a file for this. All right. And there is some glue residue. It's gonna cause it to be a little, it'll have a little bit of friction when I'm pulling it through. I like this knife actually a lot. I might use this one for this job. All right, you can see how it's coming out so far. It's a little bit of an edge right there. Take that off right now. Just very slight. There was a slight change in angle, caused it to do that. Okay, keep the knife sharp. Perfect. Okay, here we go. And as well, it's always just keep a reminder to take control of the edge because you are working with a live blade. You don't want to mess the piece up or your hand. Perfect. So, as you can see, this came out really well. This is the gusset. If you're not familiar with how a bag is made, a gusset is like the little wall that holds two pieces together. You got the base of the bag, maybe the back of it, and then you have like the front. Like usually on a pouch, there would be a gusset running across the side. So this is going to be the top gusset for the bag. It's going to go across the top of the bag. And then I have the larger gusset right here. So what we need to do before this is finished is, well, next steps, let's just call it next steps. We're going to sand and burnish this edge. I might bevel it slightly just for any imperfections, but we're going to sand it, and I want to do a coating of something on this liner. Most likely I might just coat it with um, some conditioning oil or a conditioner that I have. Alternatively, I was thinking of utilizing a stain, like a gel or something, an antiquing gel. And so if I do it with the antiquing gel, then I'll get a brown, like a light fudge, you could call it. So I'm sort of just thinking through it all right now. If I do it darker, of course, looking inside the bag, it'll be a little more difficult whenever you're reaching for your phone or wallet or whatever. So I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, I'm just going to take the piece and lay it over there. So now here we go. And something of note, this bag, whenever I was cutting it out of the pattern, I made a little mistake. So I'm going to have to make sure that I don't, when I'm cutting this leather, I got to make sure I don't cut into this piece. So here we go. So I go right up onto the piece, butt right up to it, and just going to push through the leather with the edge, and then pull through, or push with the corner. And then with this side, I'm just gonna pull it back. Okay, cool. Woo. Beautiful. I think, yeah, I'm not even to the other side yet. So, just gonna use the edge. Dude, it is so close. You can see how it's creasing. And actually, I made it through right here. So we're just gonna keep going. Come on. It's really taking so long because there's a layer of glue on it. It's just adding friction. Causing the knife to drag. Oh, I almost went up. So, you really gotta like pay attention whenever you're cutting. Almost there. Perfect. It's like it's not ready yet. You can really only do that pushing trick whenever you're almost all the way through. See, I may have to use this. This has such a smaller surface area, so I'm really gonna have to pay attention to where my arm is going. This is more of like a pencil grip. So for this, I'm going to do it in sections. So this curve. Oh, try to dig in there. Cool. I'm still sort of getting used to the two cameras, honestly. Just gonna drag it through. Oh yeah, I didn't do this part yet. I should pull it this way. I don't want to dig into the curve, so I'm gonna try to avoid going into the curve there. Perfect. So since this edge or point is so narrow, we can actually use that to our advantage. See? So I'm gonna just do the tip and make it so you can see as well. Oh. All right, almost through. Oh, we got it. Okay. Now just for this. Man, this part is so much thicker. It's much stiffer compared to this side. Wow, that is so thick. All right. Now we need to cut out the zipper hole. So I'm going to cut these first. And you can do this in multiple passes. You don't need to like push very hard because the lighter that you're pulling, while still maintaining pressure, the more control that you have. So we're probably going to do like 3 or 4 passes. And I'm going to come on this side and watch my edge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you don't watch your edge, you could literally ride up onto the curb and into the street. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna keep pulling from this direction. It's also much about where your elbow is dragging to is gonna determine where the blade lands. Let's plug in a laptop. Let's cut it from the side. We almost got it. Okay, that was very risque, or just risky. Oh man. Well, it's done. Thank God. Thank God. Very close. Coming out pretty good so far. Two passes. It's almost cut up. Let's sharpen it again. Yep. If it's sharp enough, you'll like go right through it. It's amazing. You can see where some of the glue is over. Normally it has this slightly furry, almost like suede. It's just the skin fibers, the fur, or not fur, the flesh fibers. And see it. This is what people call the rough side or rough out. Like on a certain boot, if it's rough out, it's the flesh side is out. And then this side is where the surface is. They call it the grain. The top grain. It's usually where the fur is. So like on a cow, you know, they have I don't even know what like dogs, they have a coat. It's either hair or it's fur, you know, depending on what dog you have. So, but here's where the fur or whatever would be. And then this is the inside of the animal. But just wanted to show you. And then also, what we're going to be using is I have these zippers. I might have to cut them. Yeah, so this one's gonna be for the little wallet. And then this is gonna be, unless I pick up a longer zipper to actually fit this, which I might do. I might do that. Because this is very rugged. Oh, you see, it's a jacket zipper, but it's a zipper nonetheless. You can use this for heavy duty things. So we'll see. I also might actually pick up brown if they have it in stock at my store that I go to. Because black is kind of a striking appearance for it. Huh. Yeah, pick up the hardware as well. So for this, it's going to have the hardware that it needs to go for this are the two zippers. This is the main body, the main entryway for this is this zipper. And then this is going to have a single pocket that's going to flap on the inside. It's not going to be stitched to the outside here. It's only going to be stitched here, and it's going to stitch to itself so that it's actually its own separate pocket. And there's going to be two D-rings, one here and one here. These two are going to come together, you can see. And there's going to be the gussets, which are going to be the little walls. And so these are going to be stitched with the D-ring right there. And then there's going to be a strap, a longer strap. You know, of course, it's going to have to go around your body. And I'm going to get some, they call them snaps, or they're basically clips, so that you can actually clip the strap to the D-ring. See there? And there's going to be, let's see. Oh, and a buckle. So we're gonna have a buckle. So what we gotta go get today is a buckle for the strap. We gotta get two snaps that hook on for the strap to the D-ring, two D-rings, and we have to get two zippers. I'm gonna pick up so this opening is 10 inches, but most likely I need to get one that is, yeah, about 10 inches. And then this opening here is 5 1/8 inches. And so normally you can buy zippers that are longer or shorter. And if they're too long, that's not a problem. You need to cut the teeth. If it's brass, I use like a snip, or I'll use like a little jeweler's saw to actually cut the teeth. And then we gotta glue the zipper on. I'm gonna have to use my scratch awl to make this part of the leather able to accept glue. So we'll slap the zipper, we'll slap the zipper on, and then I'll put an extra piece of leather over, so I should save some leather. So we'll put an extra piece of leather over where the zipper is going to go. And whenever I punch the holes for the zipper, they're already shown, as you can see. My laser didn't punch all the way through, unfortunately, but you know, whatever. I'm a craftsman, so I can just make it work. So these holes, they have to go all the way through this. So after I glue the zipper and that extra piece of leather, I'm going to punch the holes, and then I'm going to get my two harness needles, and we're going to thread this waxed cord through the two needles and utilize the saddle stitching method. Yeah, so that's the plan. I also need to sand the edge to take any glue off, of course, and burnish. I don't think I'll skive it just because it's already really thin, but whenever I go to stitch it, this part is going to be slightly overlapping the gusset. So what you're going to see whenever you look at the side of the bag is you're going to see the layers. Uh, you with with quality bags, one factor is you want there to be quality in and out. So it's integrity, you know? Living your life where the things that are unseen are just as good as the things that are seen. It's what integrity is. And integrity is something that you have to choose for yourself. Are you going to make a bag, for instance, that looks good on the outside, but where the person might not be able to see, you might use an inferior part, inferior product. And that's what separates the good companies from the bad companies. So let's keep working. I prefer to cut with the leather on the left side of the knife, personally. I went on the right side and it's like I went like way off. Almost messed up the bag, which would be terrible. I think what I might do is I might make the videos a specific length. These live stream videos. But we'll figure out as we go. See what God wants to do. Oh, snap. It's such like an odd space because I need to control the knife as well as cut through the leather properly. And I don't want to punch all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this out of here. Beautiful. So this leather is called natural vegetable tanned leather, and it's my favorite. It has characteristics about it that chrome tan leather doesn't have. For instance, this has a strength. I mean, chrome tan leather is strong as well. I think they're about equal, but this has, it's a natural leather, so it doesn't have any harsh chemicals on it. So if you are making a holster for a pistol or whatever, it's not going to hurt the steel. It's not going to release chromium salts into the steel, which chromium salts is how they make chrome tan leather whenever they're tanning it. Also, this leather, for instance, like if I scratch it with the back of this knife, if you can see that, hold on, it has a slight scratch. That scratch is now part of this leather. So this scratch is going to stay in this leather until it's worked out through like moving it or heat or, I mean, it'll always have a remnant of it. So it's a memory. So whatever I do to this leather, it's going to stay. And the reason why that's good for you, if you end up buying a product that has natural vegetable tan leather from any producer, is that it's going to move to the shape that you want it to be in. It's going to take on a memory, and it's going to be yours. So this leather though is a 2 ounce. It's about a 2, some places it's like a 2.5 or a 3 ounce. And it's just quality. It takes longer to make, just through that piece. It takes about, I need to check, but it takes months. I just know it takes months to make it. You could even take like half of a year, depending on the process that you're using. Like if you're oak bark tanning it, you might use a longer time, or if you're using, it just depends on the process. Okay, cool. So we got this done. Now what I need to do is I need to punch the holes, and then I need to sand the edges and prepare for edge finishing. So we're going to put our knives away. See, this is a piece that I made, like a little sheath almost, and I utilize it for stitching because I guess it's like the perfect little size. My finger can fit in there, but I don't use it for my finger anymore. Like I don't put my thumb in there. Instead, it just keeps my edge from being exposed. Put those there. All right. I'm going to go shopping for those hardware instead of continuing this right now. The stream is just under an hour of time, and I think it's a pretty good place to stop it soon. So thank you so much for watching this episode today. Thank you for joining me. If you were watching live, thank you. I appreciate you. You can go ahead and like the video if you like it. You can subscribe if you'd like. There's also in the description, there's a link if you'd like to donate to my channel. It's up to you. No stress. And I appreciate you so much. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.